আওয়াম নেই বললে তো हम क्या बोलें?
ফুললি স্বাধীনতা দেওয়াটা উচিত হবে।
Limitations that
I
could
don't
prevent
understand
us
the
from
problem. When are we supposed to go?
आदमी समझता नहीं है।
Welcome back, people. Now, the need for security of food for the poor is indisputable. But however, the method of doing that must be practical as well as fiscally sustainable. But we do have a tool for that purpose, and that is the below poverty line determination procedure. But how are so many poor people dying from starvation then?
গভর্নমেন্ট তো চেষ্টা করে দিতে, হ্যাঁ, বিপিএল কার্ডটা সবই লোক পাক। লোকাল যে এমএলএ এমপি আর লোকাল অথরিটি আছে ওকে তো ভালো করে বোঝাতে হবে।
It is okay because some norms are there and you have to prove that you are under BPL, okay? And public are there also, they are also taking the undue advantages of the BPL, right?
It's not at all transparent, I guess.
I wouldn't know how transparent it is, but then going by the standards of defining the poverty line, I think it's quite clear cut.
It's not at all transparent, as in we still don't know exactly what parameters should be used to determine what is the population of India which is living below the poverty line.
Not at all transparent. Often you find in many places, I can talk here only, in this whole locality in Calcutta, you can find many people using ration cards. Now, ration card system is supposed to be a system used by people below a certain income level or below the poverty line to get free food. But what I find is that often, people who are much above the poverty line, upper middle class people, they use this ration card system to get food grains for free. So I guess the below the poverty line system is not at all transparent.
For me, it's not transparent.
I think it's just on paper. It's not implemented.
No, not at all.
I don't think so. It's transparent. If it would have been transparent, people won't have been starving for food at this.
I think to an extent, perhaps, but then not up to the mark.
Quite transparent.
No, obviously. I mean, because today the government people are more interested in filling up their own pockets than filling up the others people's pockets. So I mean, if they were so concerned about the people and the condition of the poor people, then I don't think our would have been a developing country. We could have become a developed country so long time back.
I don't think it's that transparent, yeah, but it can be made more transparent by the government actually. Yeah.
Different agencies calculate it in different ways. But I suppose you can't lie about something like that. The value is somewhat clear.
Not transparent at all.
Well, I don't think the poverty line is transparent.
So I think it's quite transparent. The people who deserve it, they don't get it in some places.
हमको तो अभी तक BPL कार्ड मिला नहीं.
BPL कार्ड सरकार देती है, हम लोगों के पास नहीं है. देती है होगी लेकिन हमारे पास नहीं है. तो सही तरीके से किस बात की?
Who do you think actually gains from food inflation? Does anyone actually gain? But one can again think that the farmers earn huge profits as a result of food inflation. But it's so very unsure. I can't even guess. But what do you have to say? Do farmers really gain from a situation which is sheer pain for common man?
A recent study has surfaced some alarming revelations. It shows that a record of 2.5 lakh farmers have committed suicide in India over the last 13 years. Farmers across South Asia have become victims of food inflation and food insecurity and therefore commit suicide in large numbers to free themselves of the debts and devastation. And in the year 2009, the situation became even worse. More than 17,000 farmers committed suicide in 2009, the worst since 2004. While poverty remained among the most common reasons for committing suicide, food insecurity and rising debts was the major reason behind these deaths.
We have a query in mind and we are still unsure, but we'll go in for one more short break, hoping that on the other side we'll come up with the solution.
जब आवाम नहीं बोल रहा तो हम क्या बोलें?
ফুললি স্বাধীনতা দেওয়াটা উচিত হবে।
Limitations that
I
could
don't
prevent
understand
us
the
from
problem. When are we supposed to go?
आदमी समझता नहीं है.
जब आवाम नहीं बोल रहा तो हम क्या बोलें?
fully স্বাধীনতা দেওয়াটা উচিত হবে limitations that should prevent us from where are we supposed to go
Welcome back after the break. Well, as far as rising food prices is concerned, there is always an undercurrent of power dynamics at play between the centre and the state. But how far do you think this affects the non-implementation of measures to prevent food inflation?
Everybody is responsible, and it is the individual role they need to play, right? If you are talking about the central government, so state should cooperate with the central government.
Availability of resources, availability of food crop will decide which government have to what to do.
Everyone is responsible for this, but it lies with the state government and the local authorities to it's like distribute all these food things.
the state is naturally responsible. I mean, because from them all the orders come basically trickle down into other governments.
I think it is the central government probably who is most responsible for food security.
I guess central government is more responsible, but it depends at all levels of government because central government purchases the food. But it's the duty of the state government and the local government to distribute the food to the below the poverty line people.
Ideally, it should be the local government, but as we know, in Sri Lanka, the provincial council system and the local government system is not very effective. So I would say it is the central government's responsibility.
It depends on the state government.
Should be state government and central government both.
See, from the root level, it should be the responsibility of the local authorities to press towards the central government so that the transparency and the distribution could be in a very smooth way.
Like they distribute the food on a more local level, so the local government should be more responsible.
Everybody has a part to play, and that all these parts need to be played properly in order to ensure that it's done right.
The local government is more responsible.
I think central government.
Mainly the central government is responsible, but at the end of the day, the local government is responsible.
I feel everything is linked, right? So if from the state government we can go to the central government, what can the state government do if the central government does not support him? And what can the central government do if the state government does not listen to him? So it's actually the whole chain which is corrupt, and this is what needs to be changed.
All three should coordinate among themselves, but I feel the local government should be more responsible because they are directly influenced with the people.
I think all the government should work in coordination.
It's basically the problem of state government.
State government.
I think it's the central government because like most of the South Asian countries are like basically controlled by the central government.
South Asians, I am at my wit's end. Please help me find a proper way out of this very pertinent problem. Write into us at speakout@tvsouthasia.com or prize us of your views. It is our duty to stand beside each other in the hours of dire need. And of course, stay tuned to TV South Asia, where we are you and you are who we are.